Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Safinatun Nikmah. I am from English Literature B 2019. This time I want to talk about film adaptation. Should books have movie adaptations? We've seen many of our favorite stories rise to the silver screen, from childhood favorites like Harry Potter, The Witches, to romance like 5 Feet Apart, 5 Shades of Grey, and etc. Many books have been adapted into screenplays. There come some dilemmas. 1. To adapt or not to adapt? Should I read the book or watch the movie? Or do both? What are the effects of the books that is adapted? Should books have movie adaptations? Is it good or it shouldn't be existed? Alright, to adapt or not to adapt. Why books adapted into movies? To adapt has a literal meaning, means to transpose from one medium to another. It is the ability to make fit or suitable by changing or adjusting, modifying. It is modifying something to create a change in structure, function, and form which produce a better adjustment. Adaptation means a film, television drama, or play that is based on a particular book, but has been changed to suit the new medium. Whereas adapting a book into screenplay is the same as writing an original screenplay. It only starts from the source, the book. It could be any kind of book, biography book, journalism, fiction, non-fiction, comic strips, historical sources, and anything else. A common is the novel. The adaptation must provide visual experience of the action from the book. So, the adaptations could give the readers a specific perspective on what the world of the characters and the book of the characters and the situation in the book look like. That is the primary job of the screenwriters, who must remain true, who must remain the story, who must visualize the story. That's why books only will be turned into movie if the producers attracted on it as the maker, right? For the example, The Nutcracker and the Four Realms, that is directed by Les Hallstrom and Joe Johnston. It is adapted from a novel by Ernst Hoffmann with the title Nutcracker and Mouse King, and Alexander Dumas, The Tale of the Nutcracker. The next, what are the effects of it? After seeing the film version of a book, most of people having read the book have commented that the book was better or different in some part. Anyway, adapting a book into a screenplay means to change a book into the screenplay, right? Not to superimpose one onto another. So what are people's perspectives on it? Based on a debate, online debate, parlia.com, I found 3 things. First, books should be adapted. The advantages. Some people prefer watching movies over reading. Of course, it have the advantages. First, movies give the book a visual, artistic presentation. Movies provide an alternative book to those who can't read the book. For example, a novel Q&A. It has 304 pages. At least we need a week to reach the end of the story. But if we watch the movie Slumdog Millionaire, we only need to sit about 2 hours and we come to the end of the story. Of course, it cut off the time. And the next advantages is adapting movies gives screenplay writers creative freedom. For the example again, from a story Clouds, from a movie Clouds. Justin Baldoni was involving a song created and sung by Zach Zabieh for his girlfriend Amy, whereas the song is unfinished. Movie adaptations make the books more popular. When movie is great and it has been popular, it usually brings attention to the book that inspired it. And of course, it is awesome to be a marketing strategy. So, successful books make successful movies. Then let us turn into books should not be adapted. The disadvantages of adaptation. First, movies cannot fully represent the book. Of course, we are changing. Adaptation means changing. Of course, there is something different. There is something that not included. Movie adaptations can spoil the reputation of the book. Why? Because there is some differences. It could make the disappointed from the audience. That's why not only could make popular the books, but it can books can be easily overlooked in comparison to the movie. Even but at the same time, it can draw people away from reading the original source material because they feel like, oh, I have known the story. I don't have to I don't have to read the books again. And moreover, movie adaptations spoil the joy of reading. Movies fix a visual of the story. So the visualization, the imagination of the audition is depends on the movie maker had made. Whereas in the book, the reader have their freedom to imagination how is the character depend on their understanding. And for the in the middle of those two perspectives, there are another perspective. Books and movies incomparable. Those advantages and disadvantages that I said can be existed at the same one movie. What makes a book good is not dependent on the screenplay. The criteria by which movies and books are judged are different. A book, for example, a novel, deals with the internal life of character. The author will reveal the character or situation around the character, but it don't need to think about something to visualize like the lightning or the props. Whereas a filmmaker should set up the lightning, props, or anything else to fit the story in, and it is done to give visualization. Movie adaptations merely take inspiration from books, but transform them into new works of art, so they should not be compared at all. They both are different. Then come to the conclusion. Should books have movie adaptation? Books might be better at story for the simple reason, like what I said. They don't have to worry with lightning, directing actors, union schedule, and anything else, bad weather, and anything else. So it depends should books have movie adaptation or not. Books are simply the greatest story technology ever invented because they have the least friction between imagination and expression. whereas movies might be the most immersive way to experience a story, but they are inferior vehicles for creating them. So for the conclusion, it makes a great deal of sense to let the people who are good at stories provide the stories and the people who are good at the craft of filmmaking make the films. Back again to the audiences also. For me, just to enjoy what I have. I mean, I read the books and I watch the film in a balanced things. I'm not depending one another. I differentiate both. By the way, even though books should not have movie adaptation, however, a great book will automatically attract people to create its adaptation, no matter how is the result. That's all from me. Any mistake, please, I am sorry, and thank you.